Excuse me, sir. Do you know how to play chess? You don't? That's okay. You have a good day. How's it going? Do you happen to know how to play chess?
I'm not very good at it.
That's all right. You have a good day. Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry to bother. I was wondering if any of you know how to play chess?
Not well enough.
No. That's all right. You enjoy your night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Sorry to disturb you. Do you know how to play chess?
Yeah.
Would you like to play?
Right now?
Yeah, I got a chessboard. I mean, I know you're busy, so I completely understand if not.
Sure. I'll go for it.
Really?
A game of chess.
Awesome. What's your pet's name?
Irwin.
Irwin?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's your name?
I'm Noah.
I'm Cam. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
So basically what I do, this is the first episode, but I want to meet people who know how to play chess, challenge them, and then just ask them a bunch of questions during the game.
All right. I'm not the best chess player, but...
That's all right. I guess we can just find a place.
Sure, yeah.
So I got some deep questions, but I'll try to start simple. So, do you have any passions?
Yeah, of course. I don't think you can make it this far without any passion.
What are you passionate about?
I really like to write and just stories and movies, TV, video games, things like that, but I would really love to be a writer one day. Been working on that stuff for a long time.
What kind of writing?
Sci-fi, science fiction, and working on kind of a novel. It's sort of the beginning of a really big series.
Okay.
But it's a lot of work to be done.
Do you have the name of the series?
Yeah, it'd be, it's called well, I guess the name of the series, no, not really, but names for each of the books and stories, the same, yeah. But for like a name of a universe or something, no, I can't think of it.
If you were to become successful at anything, that's what you would choose, is to become a successful writer?
I think so. That's there hasn't been a lot of other things in my life that have made me want to live for them, I guess.
When did you find this passion? How old were you?
I don't know, probably like high school, middle school kind of age is when I realized that I really like trying to make stories and write. But I just never really committed to it because I was always worried about trying to work a job or something.
What do you do now?
And now I actually don't have a job. I've just been doing Uber for a little bit, but looking at probably working at another factory or something pretty soon.
You worked at a factory before?
Yeah, I worked at one of the egg factories, and it was pretty cool. But I really didn't mind it too much. I liked the physical work, and it was just the hours were too much. Just having to be there all the freaking time.
I worked a factory job before, but I hated it, so I'm glad I did it, so I know that I hate it, but...
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of have to try it out, so you realize that you're not a big fan.
So how often do you pursue writing? Like daily? How much time do you think you invest into it?
See, that's where I screw up, because I go on little stints where I put a lot of time into it, and then I stop. So the past couple of days I haven't really been working on it. But when I do sit down and write, I usually try to do it for a couple hours at a time, like 4 or 5. But for me, it's just really important that I see that it was right in front of me. So I'm going to be a slow chess player because I got to sit here and think about everything.
Take your time.
What was that last question you were asking me?
I was asking how much you write daily.
Yeah, not very much, but when I do sit down and write, usually for about 4 hours or so.
So you're able to easily get into flow state?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of the best feelings in the world. When you can just sit there, you just know you can just stay in that zone for a long time.
See, my passion is, content, but with that, I have to edit a lot, and that's where I struggle getting into flow state, because, like, if it's a high-quality video that I want to have a lot of effort in, it takes a long time to edit to get it to my satisfactory. So, I wish, like some people, I could just obsess over editing and do it until it's done, but...
Yeah, it's just a big chore for you. When I was younger, I used to do, like, make videos of me playing video games with my friends all the time. I'd sit there and edit those. So yeah, I know that editing is just time consuming, and then especially whenever you kind of have like a certain vision that you're trying to achieve and work towards, they can just sit there and just take more time than you could have imagined. Yeah, that was one of the things where sometimes I would like editing and sometimes I'd just be bored. I don't really know when there was differences.
Luckily with this new series and This is the first time I've done it with chess, but I've just been walking around, and I like to, like, my channel is based around self-improvement, so I'll just talk about a single subject, but this is the first time I've done this, and I'm excited because I want to do this, daily, but it's been like 4 days where I've done just me. I've met a couple people, but it's just so much easier to edit and therefore easier to be consistent in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so now we're gonna get a little deep.
Oh boy.
To you, what is the meaning of life?
I simply to just be alive, I guess. Like if you're saying like what is the reason we're all alive, I would argue just to be alive, to be able to experience reality for what it is.
Okay. So, whenever you're on your deathbed, is that what you want? Is just to have lived a life full of experiences?
Yeah, I think so. Be able to say that worked hard at my dreams, about the things that I cared about, which would be like writing, and not so much having like a big positive impact on the world, which would be nice, but I just don't think. I think positivity and negativity can be really, what's the word I'm looking for? Subjective. Goodness. So for my most part, yeah, I think just living a good life, then I can really say that I had a good time and saw some crazy shit and did some crazy things. Got to appreciate being alive at a crazy time in human history, honestly.
What do you want to achieve with your writing? What inspires you?
So like you got me reading Dune here. It's kind of in the same vein of like he writes a lot about trying to, like the main characters, can see into the future and kind of understands the universe and everything. That's kind of what I want to mimic in my writing, is just me kind of going on my own personal journey of understanding and trying to figure things out. With the crazy, I think there's a lot of kind of, like I said, everything's sort of subjective when it comes to positive and negative. And that's a big part of my writing too. I want people to question it and get hit with this or that makes them go, how would I act in this situation? Or do I agree with the way this character handled this or that?
Do you believe you'll become a successful writer one day?
I believe if I put as much effort as I can into it, yeah, I'm sure. I don't think it would be out of the realm of possibility.
Do you think you're currently doing that?
No. I have about a third of a book written, and then I started rewriting it again because I just want it to be perfect. So at a certain point, I think I'll be able to sit down and say, hey, I want to show this to a publisher. But until I have worked hard enough to be able to do that, I will say I'm not taking the right steps to achieve my dream.
I was going to ask, what do you think is holding you back? But it sounds like perfectionism is one of them.
In a way, yeah, where I'm very scared that it's not going to be exactly the way I want it to be.
I've dealt with perfectionism in the past, and that's one valuable lesson that I learned, is that perfection doesn't exist because you can always improve. If you spent the rest of your life writing one book, you could still improve that book.
Yeah, you could be on your deathbed and be like, oh man, I could have done this chapter a little bit differently. Or
that's one of the beautiful things, is that we have no cap, we have no limit, we have unlimited potential in pretty much every realm.
It's true, and it's really a testament to why we should never give up on anything that we're doing, and especially if we fail, it's just more reason to try again. But you are right about I shouldn't get bogged down in the perfectionism of it.
See, like what I was talking about with some of my videos, where it takes a long time to edit to get it to my satisfactory. Like I watched a lot of videos too, because it's something I had to deal with. But one thing it says, like 80% is good enough.
That's funny, yeah.
Because you start getting diminishing returns.
Yeah.
You're spending a lot of time for a tiny improvement.
And it could be one of those things that most people aren't even going to notice at that point.
Do you believe in quality or consistency?
When it comes to my work, I would say quality. Because consistent to me is almost like you want to be like year after year pushing out something, this or that, or creating something new. Which isn't necessarily bad, but for me personally, I just want everything I do to at least look good and be approved upon what came before. I just realized I made the dumbest move I could have made. Gave you my damn.
Oh, I didn't even see that. But this is a good game. There was one gentleman, like I asked a couple people, and they all didn't know how to play or not good enough. And then there was one older gentleman, and he just said like he didn't know how to play, or he knew how to play, but he wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I figured I'd keep asking until I find somebody who is more experienced, so they feel more comfortable playing.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to talk whenever you're not having to learn a new game completely.
Yeah.
But chess is one of those things where you can just think about it all day and still not think about it enough.
This is my first game in forever on an actual board. I play online every single day,
Mm-hmm.
so it's nice to break it in and look at it differently. When did you learn how to play?
High school, yeah. There was a chess club in high school. I didn't go to the chess club, but I really liked the teacher who ran it, and would stop in by lunch every now and then and play with them.
Would you say your pet's name again?
Irwin.
Can I pet him?
Oh yeah, he's actually petted.
What species is he?
He's a bearded dragon.
Wow. It's like soft.
Yeah, his spikes aren't as prickly as you would think.
He's really chill. What inspired you to get him?
I love lizards, and I had a bearded dragon when I was really little, but it wasn't for a very long time. And a couple years ago, I was like, yeah, I want to get another bearded dragon. Got the tank.
How did you come up with the name?
We were looking at, me and my mother were looking at where they come from, like what country they come from, and they're coming from Australia, as it turns out. Which I didn't know. And so that immediately made me think of the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. So,
Nice.
So his name is Irwin.
Do you have any advice that, it's pretty much all the same questions, like what's the best piece of advice? What would you give to your younger self?
Mm-hmm.
What's the most valuable piece of advice?
If I could give my younger self a piece of advice, I don't know, I made so many bad decisions, but probably just old 18-year-old Noah. I don't know. Because I'm not necessarily upset that I didn't stick with the military. Glad I got out of there. I don't know. Read more. That's what it would be. Pick up a book quicker than 25.
Fiction, non-fiction, or either?
Either or. I've been reading both. Been reading a lot of fiction, but I've also been reading Marcus Aurelius, which is just his personal journey. It's not even a journal. Not even really supposed to be a book or a biography or anything. It's just him writing thoughts down.
I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah, why?
I have meditations, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to read it.
Yeah, it's not, I feel like it's almost akin to Bible verses. I mean, I haven't even really read the Bible, but it's just, it's not looking for any kind of story or anything. It's just him just writing down things. And it's literally just, numbered one to however many.
So are you considered a stoic? Do you believe in stoicism?
I like the idea of it. And yeah, I mean, I guess I try to follow those practices, but it's hard nowadays because everybody is like the exact opposite of stoic, It's all about like projecting every aspect of yourself to the social media and everyone around you and proving to everybody who you are. Whereas stoicism is kind of not necessarily proving to people who you are, but just trying to be the best person you are, and then if praise comes with that, then it comes with it. But it's not something you can expect or should even want, really. Did you go?
Yeah, I went. One of the questions I wrote down is, what is something you'd pursue if you knew you couldn't fail, but I have a feeling it's writing?
Probably writing, or like I knew there, I don't know. Like I'm really into sci-fi, so maybe going back to school for some field in science, whether it be biology or physics or anything like that. But I know my brain really sucks at going to school.
Do you have any favorite sci-fi pieces of fiction?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like Star Wars and Halo's one of my absolute favorites of all time. Can't get enough Halo. Except nowadays, it kind of sucks. But one of my favorite little random sci-fi movies is District 9. You ever heard of that one? It's a really good one. Just one quick little sci-fi movie. It's about like these aliens that show up in Johannesburg, Africa, and their spaceship just kind of stops over the city, and then it sort of hovers there for a little bit, and they go make first contact, and it's just like filled with these weird kind of bug-like aliens, but they're all like sick and dying. There's like no structure, and they don't know why they're there. They can't really communicate, and it becomes this weird thing where they set up this District 9, of course, where that's where all the aliens go and are allowed to be.
I don't know if it's necessarily sci-fi, but I like dystopian
Yeah,
movies.
those are usually have some sci-fi, post-apocalyptic kind of thing going on, like Hunger Games and shit. Like I'm trying to think of a good recent one.
What I think of is like Maze Runner.
Maze Runner. I like those books a lot. Those are some good ones.
Do you have any regret? What's the first one that comes to your mind?
I don't know. That's a tough one because it's hard to, like, you can regret something and be like, oh, I wish I didn't do that, but you can't know what would have happened if you hadn't done that.
Yeah.
Or had done it differently. And I don't hate where I'm at right now in life. I've actually got a lot of freedom and a lot of opportunity for myself. So.
Awesome. That leads to the next question. What are you proud of?
Yeah, what am I proud of? I don't know. I'm kind of proud of Irwin. I like being able to have a little chill lizard around everywhere.
I have a dog.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to, just really love, almost the sun.
Yeah, and it's weird to have something like a little animal that you can't communicate with words, but just through your actions, they come to love and appreciate you so much.
I was at the gym today and I told my friend about this thing I'm gonna do, and he suggested asking, have you ever been in love? And if so, what was that experience like?
Yeah, I'd say I've been in love a couple times. That's obviously a very good experience. It's just a complicated thing. You want to do what's best for somebody, but doing the best for people isn't always doing like the nice thing, or doing what is seemingly the right or the correct thing. And oftentimes helping people out can lead to.
Oh, you can't do that. Sorry.
Was I tripping? Where was I? Because I'm in check. Yeah.
So it didn't work out?
No. I've had my last serious relationship was about 2 years, and that was long distance. But we met up a couple times. But yeah, it just doesn't work out. And then last relationship I tried to get into, oh my god, that was a nightmare. She was crazy. I should have known better. But you want to do everything you can for people.
Do you believe there is a perfect, compatible person out there that you're meant to be with?
I did believe that when I was younger. I was really on that kind of search for true love. But I don't know. I think maybe that exists for some people, but it might not exist for everybody. We all have our different paths to take. And it's hard to just look at reality and be like, oh yeah, everybody's going to find true love. It's obviously nowhere near true. So many people. I think we can all find somebody to compromise with.
It's a really good game.
It is a good game. I wish I'd been more on my toes.
As soon as I make the move, I see a better one.
Always improved.
So let's say 10 years in the future, somebody watches this video. Where can they find your work? Under what name?
Well, Noah England is the name, and I imagine if I published any writing, that'd probably be some of my books. But if you want to watch some really shitty YouTube videos, it's Noah the Goofy on YouTube.
What are they about?
Nothing, just me and my friends playing fucking video games. I did like one episode of a podcast we did on there, but yeah, just good times, trying to have fun.
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to high school in Florida at a military school called Sarasota Military Academy.
You said you're glad that you got out of
going to the military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually enlisted in the Navy. I was in boot camp for about 3 months. But when the week I was supposed to ship out, they called me and they changed my MOS, which is your job in the military. They changed that to sonar technician, which sucked because it's not what I wanted. I got the exact job I wanted. Whenever I took the ASVAB, I was going to be an aviation mechanic. And I wanted to be a pilot when I was younger. It was my big thing. And then when I was supposed to ship out, they called me and they're like, hey, we actually filled up that job, so we can't put any more aviation mechanics in. And so we just didn't ask me or anything. It was like, yeah, we just switched your job to sonar tech. Whereas you take the ASVAB and then they give you a choice of what job you want to do. And they didn't give me any choice. It was like, yeah, the thing you chose, we're not going to let you do that. You're going to be this. That was before I was even in boot camp. Then I got to boot camp and I was like, why am I even here? Because they fucked me. So yeah, I ended up not staying. And I'm glad I didn't.
Check, by the way. Do you have a question that I should ask the next person?
I would say maybe ask them if they think it's important to be happy.
Do you?
Yes and no. I think the human brain brain kind of works as a system where it balances itself out all the time. So no matter how unhappy a situation seems to make you, your brain kind of has its own limits to unhappiness and happiness. And then wherever kind of the average is, sort of balances around that. Why, like, people who are rich and have everything in the world, obviously aren't very happy.
Are you happy?
On some days I am. Who is that, mate? No, I guess I could. Knock it out.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, I can do, well, yeah, I mean, just get him, and that's that, right?
Checkmate.
Very good game. Very
Good game.
That was fun, man.
It was a great first episode and a great game.
Well, good. Hope I made some good content for you. Something I've been thinking about a lot, too, about how, I don't know, just providing content for people to be content and try to keep the world spinning, and, it's one of those things that it's like working in a factory or something. Just kind of a cog in the machine.
Yeah.
A good one.
I posted a thread today. I don't know why I prefer instead of tweeting, but I said I feel better when I'm creating.
Yeah.
Like I said, at the beginning of the day, I wasn't doing anything. I was just lazy. I felt horrible. But whenever I'm creating, I feel better. I feel like I'm fulfilling my potential. And,
No,
you create through writing.
yeah, no, it's like, it's literally a whole world, and it can be anything you want it to be. And you said earlier about the purpose of life. I think a little asterisk on there is, like, if we had one function in this universe, it would be to create. Like, if there's one thing that we've done, it's obviously just create, the society and the world that we live in. Which is pretty wild and bonkers. Like, it'd be one of those things, taking somebody from the Stone Age and putting them in modern era and just melt their brain, right? It was a fascinating time, but yeah, we all just gotta keep creating. Hopefully we will. I know I'm gonna keep trying.
So as you know, or probably know, Ozzy and Hulk Hogan just passed away. But, they created such big legacies. So, they'll be remembered for a long time. And that was yesterday's video. I talked about what does it mean to be a legend. And, I asked myself this question that, I'm not really sure if it's just selfish of me, but I want to be remembered. Like, I don't like the fact that I'll be forgotten, so I try to create something that'll, immortalize me. They're immortalized through their work. So that's what I try to do, is immortalize myself, because I'm going to die one day, but I can create something that lives forever.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that? Do you care?
I do and I don't. I recently watched this Vsauce video. You know who Vsauce is? And he talked about all the ghosts we are. And one of them is our nominal ghost, which is just our name is our representation of us. And he talks about, people say there's two different times you die, whenever your heart stops beating and then the time that your name is spoken for the last time. And I think I like that. I think it's a cool way to sort of find some longevity in your own life and extend beyond your years. But I also am obsessed with death and the finality of everything and how the universe is just temporary and all those thoughts. So when I try to convince myself to be concerned about with people knowing me or remembering me, I just don't really care, because I know eventually there'll be nothing to remember at some point. So. Yeah. But I know a lot of people don't like that thought. They think it's cynical and bad, but it's comforting for me.
Makes sense. Last question. Is there anything you would like to tell the world?
Just keep on doing your thing. I know you will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
No problem. Thank you for grabbing me.
Yeah.
It's a good time.